I'm gonna show you how I take this raw material and turn it into this, the belted tote. Stick around and watch my process. I showed you guys the beginning of this bag in the last episode. I love the pattern, but I'm not sure if the black stitching is gonna work. So I might pull that out and go with a white thread. The bottom of this bag is gonna be black leather. So here's a bunch of leather, and I'll just hold it next to the tartan and see if it works. Well, here's what I'm thinking of. It's beige. I don't know, I just feel like beige is better than the black. Before ripping it apart, I decided to run a test stitch. If I like it, I keep it. Let's see. I grabbed the seam ripper and started taking the black thread out, but I think I'm going to leave it. Now it's time to line up the second T, and I use a ruler. You're going to find when you're constructing things, sometimes you use a ruler, other times you got to eyeball it. Before attaching the whole application to the body of the bag, I like to throw a few stitches in here to kind of tack it in place. Once you start going, by the time you reach, like if I work my way around this whole piece, by the time I get to the end, you'll see that it has shifted. After throwing a few tacks in there, I usually take my ruler and check to see if my the spacing is still where I pretty much wanted it to be. I run the stitch in stages. I leave the bottom unattached and the top unattached. And the reason is, sometimes we get ripples in the fabric, and I can work this ripple out by finessing the fabric down or pushing it up. But the result is this wool might extend past where I wanted the edge of the bag to be, but it doesn't matter because this won't be visible, it'll be bound. So I could cut that and even it out, and it doesn't harm the appearance of the bag. It's time to put leather on the bag. It's called the belted tote because I use 4 leather straps or 4 belts. I got plenty of brown because I like to make these in advance, but I don't have much black. So I'll cut a 1/4 from scratch, and then you'll see me punch holes in this, in the rest of these, and put the buckles in there, and turn it from just leather into actual belts for the belted tote. Let's get the bag. So I'm putting the straps together. This is one of the most gratifying parts of the project. I like this part so much because it feels real. Once you start playing with leather and hardware, things stop feeling homemade. It feels like something you'd actually see in the store, something you grab off a shelf, and you have the pride of knowing you did it yourself. I've always been interested in, you know, reaching that level. Like, what is that thing that separates what you do from things produced on a commercial level? So I slide the rivet through, put the cap on, press, slide the keeper on, rivet, throw the cap on, line it up, and press. And that's the belt. So the outside of the bag is almost done. I got 2 steps left, really. These keepers hold the belts in place. So I gotta fasten these with rivets. I gotta punch holes first, you know, line it all up. And then the bottom of the bag is leather. So I gotta put that in place and then stitch it on. After I do those 2 things, I'll close the bag up, flip it inside out, and then make the lining. Keepers, bottom. This is the lining, this is the body, and I'm joining them so that they don't shift when I go to put the binder at the top. This part makes me feel like a surgeon or something. Yo, it's all done. The belted tote, I'm happy with how it turned out. I'm glad I didn't use the light color thread. The black looks good with the black leather, the black and yellow tartan. It's a big success. Really classy, and I know the customer's gonna love it. I didn't show you everything. I skipped a few steps, but I'll show you some more next time. The lining, that's nice and tight. through a pocket with some leather trim in there. The leather bottom, all full grain leather, the leather straps. I think it's beautiful. If you ever get a chance to get one of these in your hand, you gotta try it. It's nice, heavy, sturdy, a real heirloom piece. It'll last a lifetime. Anyway, thanks for checking out my process. You want to see more like this, subscribe, hit the notifications. Thanks for sharing the process with me.